All right, well, let's take some questions.
Okay, time to bring it on with your email. Well, this is Jeffrey Pat, who says, one time while being prayed over, I had a vision that I was standing in a group of people talking to someone. I think this means I'm a leader. I've had many times in my life where people look up to me for answers. What steps should I take to become a church pastor or figure out what kind of leader the Lord wants me to be? What resources do you recommend?
Well, I think the greatest resource is the Bible, the life of Jesus. And he said, I'm a servant. You remember he washed the feet of his disciples and said, you know, I'm among you as one who serves, and let the greatest be the servant of all. So if you want to be a leader, practice serving people. Feed the poor, the needy. Help the people who are hurting spiritually, one by one. Just find some teenager who needs a mentor, whatever it is, and begin to help people. That's how you get to be a leader.
Okay, this is a viewer who says, the Bible talks about the end times and how Jesus will return in order to destroy the enemy Satan. Will we saints be involved in this battle? Will we be witnesses and be with Jesus during this war?
The Bible doesn't talk too much about the saints. They're going to come with him. It'll be a victorious army, but I'm not sure we're going to do any fighting. The Lord will come mounted on a white horse. The armies of heaven will be with him, but I think these are going to be warrior angels rather than the saints. But I don't see anything in the Bible that indicates we're going to pick up arms and go fight. All right.
Okay, this is Patsy, who says, my husband and I have no communication. I've tried so hard to show new mercies and forgiveness just as Jesus does for me. I want to separate from him. I just can't live like this. I have threatened to leave many times, and I'm tired of being so depressed. I'm 62 and want to live in peace. We don't sleep, eat, or do anything together. I don't want God mad at me. What can I do?
I don't see anything wrong with leaving a situation like that. It's like your husband has abandoned you. You don't sleep together. You don't eat together. You don't talk together. What kind of a marriage is it? You're not one. A marriage is, for this cause, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and the twain shall be one flesh. And what God has joined together, let not man put asunder. But obviously, those two people aren't joined together, and they'd be happier off separated. And that's not, there's some cause. There's got to be either desertion or adultery in order to get married again, but you might not be looking for another spouse. You just want some peace in your life. Well, there's an economic situation. You probably have to get some maintenance, some support. I don't know who's paying the bills, but I think you have to take all this into consideration. But I can't see anything in the Bible that would prohibit you from getting out of an untenable situation.
Okay, this is Mary, who says, even though the church worships on Sunday, our Sabbath, or our day of rest, we still miss the mark by almost every church member going out to eat after church. What about the part, quote, thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well, unquote? How can we justify keeping that complete command? Not keeping that complete command.
Well, I guess you'd have to tell Burger King to let their people off on Sundays. You know, in the kosher situation, they didn't cook. They you know, and so if you really want to, not work, that's one way of doing it. I think that the world has gotten so far along that in that case, I don't think it's going to make any difference.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A might be the only company we know that's closed on Sunday.
They're prospering, but. I really think one of the reasons we've got such nervous breakdowns and such a terrible Prozac nation is the fact that we don't have a day of rest. There's no rest. The engines of commerce are booming 7 days a week. Now, obviously, people have a couple of days off a week, but they may have Wednesday and Thursday, or they may have Friday and Saturday. It's not Sunday. And so there's never a time when our engine of commerce slows down. And I think it's destroying us. So we're violating the laws of God at our peril, but we're going to do it. And I'm afraid that you can't change that. And so I think going out to eat, I don't think you're sinning against God to go eat at a restaurant. You know, it used to be big family. Sunday dinner was the big time, and
Yes.
somebody had to cook all that fried chicken.
You know, one of the things we were just talking about Israel, and one of the things that's so amazing when you're there is that sense of anticipation on Friday evening as the sun goes down, with meals that have been prepared the day before,
Yes.
pies that are sitting on the
Yeah.
windowsills, flowers being brought home for the day of rest, and it's
Well,
quite special.
They do it right. That's the way the Lord intended it. All right.
Okay, this is Shelley, Pat, who says, my youngest sister is getting married to a man from Northern Ireland who is sympathetic to the Palestinian cause. He does not like Jews, claims he is a Catholic, and his father was in the IRA. He has an expired visa and works in construction. My sister has a master's degree and an incredible career and is paying for his family, minus his father, to fly here for the wedding. His mother gets angry with my sister if she has a different opinion about Israel. I am to be her maid of honor, although I do not agree with this marriage at all. I have already purchased my dress, but as a Christian who loves Jesus Christ, am I to stand in for something I don't believe or just go with the flow to keep a relationship with my family who seem to think these things are no big deal?
I know of somebody who got married to somebody from Great Britain, and the marriage just was a disaster. And it ultimately broke up, but it was such a culture shock. And the person who was being married was so hard to get along with that in this case, it's your sister, but the fact that she's making a mistake, you might not want to join in the festivities, but listen, I can't tell you on this program what to do with that. You ask yourself what you should do and what's right. But the biggest thing is take your sister aside and say, listen, I love you. I think you may be making a mistake, but I'm with you because you are my sister.